How's it going, everyone? Man, we are doing quite a bit of Vanguard deck profiles today. What the hell's wrong with me? Anyways, this is Aiden. He topped 8 in our locals, 4-round Swiss. 15 players. How did that go for you?
Early game was pretty good. Round one against Burrow. It was a really close game. Came down to just me surviving until they decked out, and then I was just able to survive their kill turn. And thanks to taking a hit from a Selfish Engraver, they went to 1 card in deck, and I just passed and won. Game 2, Bastion. It's really what this deck is designed to take down. Magnolia has just the tools it needs to have a really good Bastion matchup, and that's part of why you play the deck. Round 3, go into Nirvana. It's a rough matchup for the deck, mainly because they have just leaders, and they have some of the best conversion of CB into resources compared to other decks, and it's just my opponent Anthony's pretty good, but turn 3 turn 2 arcs into Valiente, turn 3 just that's lights out for any deck really. Game 4 was against Bruce. It should have been a pretty good matchup. Opened double Magnolia, double Soul Condensation in my hand, makes it really hard to play through the matchup, but I still did my best to keep it close. Unfortunately, I just let the game go a bit too long, and then once Bruce gets a long game, it just wins because it's Bruce.
Cool. All right, how about you walk us through now?
Okay, so first of all, we have the ride lane. We have Loette, because it's cute. And then we play the Zolga right chain instead of the Magnolia right chain.
Your reasons?
The reason why we play Rancor Chain and Tear Husk is theoretically it gives you 1 more card than the Magnolia right chain if you hit things perfectly. But even in a fail case, Magnolia is a very piece-reliant deck, and being able to fill two cards off Rancor Chain is usually enough of a justification, for me at least, to play this over the regular Magnolia right chain. And then we just finish the right deck with the boss monster Magnolia, of course. Now, going from there, grade 3s is just Magnolias. There's really nothing good enough to run otherwise. The only real option that would come up in the next 2 sets, really, we have the Elephant revealed, but I don't think that card does enough. So we're just keeping it just the 3 grade 3s that do things. Honestly, let's start with grade 1s because I feel that this is a very aggressive deck, and starting with a low curve is more important. One of the big benefits of playing the Zolga ride chain is we get to play 4 Charis in main deck. Charis is just kind of your best beater on its own compared to your other cards. It's just a free 18k sweep from your back row, and it lets you stay really flexible because it's either a 13k booster or an 18k attack, depending on what you need for the situation. And that's part of playing Magnolia well, is knowing when to use this to boost and when to use this just as an attacker. From there we have 4 Spiritual Body Condensation. This is what's helping us enable the right chain, Rancor Chain, as well as just a very nice piece to recycle pieces. It gives us power to like a discarded Gunsala if we need to. It lets us stay aggressive, and it gets us back pieces we would otherwise have lost. And then finally we have 3 Adamantis. This card is just really powerful. It's arguably Stokea's best grade 1. On place, giving something 5k is really important in Magnolia due to the fact it lets you, a lot of your smaller numbers, actually be able to hit through defensives or just be able to hit in the first place. So he is a very good enabler. I am considering actually bumping him up to 4 and cutting a Charis, but I'll see. I'll test it out next week and see if we come back to that. And then finally, we have 4 perfect cards. They're pretty good. If you have like a spare beater, for example, what you can do is you can Spiritual Body Condensation, resurrect your perfect card you've already used, and then use Ghost Chase, one of our order cards, to bring it back into our hand and guard with it, keeping it, again, a very flexible tool. Otherwise, they're just perfect cards. You play them. What else are you doing? And then we have grade 2s. On grade 2s, we have 4 Gunsala. Gunsala is just a very powerful card. It allows Magnolia to turn what otherwise would be pretty pathetic attack columns into 70 to 80k attacks. Just because if you have 2 Gunsla's swings, transferring power, any amount of triggers, it's just it just turns the game out. It's just being able to donate its entire power pool to another rearguard is obscene. And then we have 3 Ghost Chase. This is arguably the best order in Stokea. 5k shield is fine, but being able to recycle bounce any rearguard is genuinely an obscene effect. It lets you recycle PGs, it lets you recycle over triggers, it lets you recycle on-place abilities for key cards you need it, like Adamantis or Eliana. It helps deny rearguard swings because you can, if they swing Van, you can bounce the other rearguard and protect it. It is overall just an obscene card and should see play in most Stokea decks. And then we have 3 Eliana. Eliana is honestly another very good card. This was pretty much like the best card to see on turn 2 in the deck. Eliana just kind of enables you to play an extremely aggressive turn 2 for only 1 card worth of resources because she makes 2 columns that hit no matter what on turn 2. No matter what she res because she gives you a 5k. Other than that, Magnolia really has an issue building a board, so her being 2 cards in 1 can really assist if you're in a heavy attrition matchup. And then finally we have 2 Algeo. I think Algeo is a bit interesting. It doesn't seem like a card that'd be justifiable in playing, but what it really serves as is a way to make your Gunslaz really big for your attack swing, and thus convert extra cards when you're in an advantage into power, and thus allows you to close the game out with that. And then, so that's our grade 2s. And then finally, triggers. 4 heals because we just need the defensive power. 4 draws because we need draw power. 7 crits because crits are just good and help you close out the game. A really big reason on why I cut a crit for our Stokea over trigger instead of a draw is just I think the draw triggers are more valuable right now. The deck really struggles to maintain a board or hand size, so being able to have triggers that help assist in that really help. And 10k power is a lot more important in this deck than the crit, considering we are going for a lot of really small attacks. And then finally we have Bless Favor. I'm not sure how much I like it compared to Oberon. I think that's the name of the Elemental Overtrigger. Being able to give 2 units the 100 million is really good to close out the game, but also I personally just like Bless Favor drawing me cards and healing a bit more. I tend to play a slower game when I'm playing this deck, despite me saying aggressive. I tend to like actually slow roll a lot of the time. And this is a lot better in like a slow roll situation than Oberon. But I think either is completely fine in playing in Magnolia. I think they're both very justifiable in the deck, and I wouldn't fault anyone for playing Oberon in this place. So yeah, that's our deck.
Cool. So you'll be making some modifications for next week's tournament. Is this one of the decks you're going to be sticking with, or you got other pocket decks you're working on?
So I personally, I think if I'm playing for like a serious tournament, I think I'm going to be on Bruce. I think that deck is just too good and obscenely consistent for what it actually like costs. It's just ability, because the format is in a slower point right now comparatively to with the only decks that can really kill on turn 3 being like Bastion and like a God Roll Virina and like a God Roll Borrow Magnus. Getting to turn 4 isn't really that much of a restriction, and although I think Bastion is a better deck than Bruce, I don't think it's far enough apart to say you can't play Bruce in this metagame. And I think Bruce is just better for my playstyle and better for just the way I like to play. Other than that, I might be building Prison for fun. I don't think the deck's very good. I think the deck has too much inbuilt counterplay for it to be functional as the deck it wants to be. but I might build it just because I think it's fun. And then I'm also going to be building Volga just because I have the cards for it. I think it's a really cool concept, and I think it plays very well. I'm just not. I just like attack. I like multi-attack, and Zolga is just 3 big swings. So that's about it for deck building.
Any shout outs you want to give?
Not really. Come to CSG. We get a pizza party if we get more players than Digimon, so like, want free pizza, just come 2 weeks in a row, and hopefully we get there.
Yes, there is a thing we're doing where our games that we host, Digimon, Vanguard, Final Fantasy, Dragon Ball Super, they're in a race of trying to get the most attendees, and whoever has the most for the month will get rewarded with a pizza party. I mean, we had a good start, like 16 last week, 15 today, and this is, keep in mind guys, this is Memorial Day weekend, and there is another tournament that's about like an hour away from us, I believe, that also hosts theirs at 1 o'clock. So, you know, if you're really eager for Vanguard, double down at Kong's at the 1 o'clock, and you're still itching, come up here for the 6 o'clock on Saturdays at CSG, and yeah, get your Vanguard fix on Saturdays. Actually, man, knowing that they're not that far apart and it's plausible to make 2, I mean, we're gonna get some pretty nice competition.
I hope we don't get the old problem we had.
Oh, attendance or tardiness? I don't.
Yeah, let's hit CSG, let's hit here, and then we're 2 hours late, guys.
Oh god, that would be horror bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, appreciate you walking us through your deck, especially what we're going to see from you in the upcoming future of deck building and whatnot, and definitely blah blah blah. It's been a long day. I mean, I'm already doing like a few deck profiles. I don't know what's going on.
So closing thoughts.
Yes.
Play Magnolia. It's a very aggressive deck. Play it if you like aggression. Play it if you like resource management, because resource management is very big. If you're going to play it, practice attack, ordering, and figuring out proper sequencing and knowing when to boost. And its merits right now is if you want to be Bastion, if you want to beat Bruce, play this, because this has a pretty good matchup into those. If your deck has a lot of people playing Rogue, playing a lot of Eugene, a lot of Prison, for some goddamn reason, if they're playing that, maybe leave it at home. Pull out some Zolga. Pull out some, I don't know, if you want to play anti-meta Baxorb, I guess.
We play this because of Megami.
Play this because of Megami?
Yes.
Who's that?
Wow, shots fired. This guy. All right. So, sorry. I can't function right now. What is this guy saying? Anyways, people out there who's watching, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, notification bell, and leave a comment below. Tell us what you think. I mean, I'm just doing amateur deck profile videos just because, give him a shout, give him some love to Vanguard. It's really very super aesthetically, it's a very pretty card game.
And remember, guys, use code CSG at NordVPN in order to get 30% off.
Whoa, I'm not being sponsored by anyone right now.
At NordVPN, do you give us a hookup?
Yeah, this is how he gets Matsu.
It's like, I could edit this out, but I'm too lazy. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and catch you next time.